MLB The Show is back. It's easy to let sports game releases come and go without a thought, especially as a busy gamer. Sure, there are always little improvements here and there, and maybe a new game mode every now and then. But this isn't just any sports game release. No, there's some big news for the franchise this year.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We finally have real baseball on Xbox. That's right. No more putting up with the dollar store equivalent that is the RBI baseball franchise. Xbox is getting its first major MLB release since 2K Games killed its series in 2013. Of course, that's not all I'm here to tell you. There are lots of new goodies for seasoned veterans and newcomers to the series alike. Here's why I'm excited for MLB The Show 21. Welcome back to No Time Gamer. Subscribe to make sure your gaming sessions are time well spent. MLB The Show has been around for longer than some of us can remember, and has been the uncontested baseball game since 2013. This release is perhaps the most exciting sports game release in years for me personally, since I haven't played a baseball game since 2K12. I know, I could have bought a PlayStation to fix that problem, but owning both PlayStation and Xbox just doesn't make sense for some of us. So as a baseball fanatic, this is big news. So aside from that, let's get into why this year's release is so awesome. There are tons of new additions to this year's title, starting with cross-platform play and progression. You can now face off against competitors from any platform, which is sure to make online play even more popular than it has been in the past. Not only that, but you can keep your progression on any platform as well. Most of us probably won't be buying the game on both PlayStation and Xbox, but if you happen to start the game on a PS4 and manage to land an Xbox Series X, for example, you can pick up on your shiny new console right where you left off. The show has always been as shallow or as deep as you want, and has offered many different ways to play the game for years, and this year's no different. This year we'll get a new pitching mode called Pinpoint Pitching. This is a very in-depth pitching mode that will give you a high level of command for pitch placement. But don't expect it to be easy. This gesture-based pitching style is said to vary from pitcher to pitcher based on their delivery style and pitching motion, as well as on a pitch type basis. Gestures for a slider or curveball will be more complicated than that for a fastball. This is intentional to keep players from learning one pitching motion and being able to dominate batter after batter. If this doesn't sound like your thing, there are other easier pitching interfaces available, and this goes for batting and fielding too. On that note, the game will include something of a tutorial mode that will introduce all of the fundamental game mechanics to players that are new to the series. If you're like me and haven't played a baseball game for over 8 years, this will certainly be a welcome feature. Casual mode, as it's been called, will allow you to learn all the different ways to pitch, hit, and field, and then let you choose which one suits your desired experience the best. What's great is that no matter which modes and difficulty you choose, the baseball is still fun and competitive. There's also a new competitive mode, which promises to be the most in-depth and challenging gameplay style ever, and places focus on user stick skills. However, there is also a simulation mode, which gives you the most familiar experience from years past. One of the most exciting new features is the Stadium Creator. This will let players design and build their own stadium and customize it to their heart's content. You can customize just about everything from the stands to the outfield wall height, color, and depth, and even landscape features both inside and outside of the stadium. Want a row of apartment buildings just outside the stadium grounds to get that classic Wrigley Field vibe? You can do just that. Want to drop your stadium smack dab in the middle of a cornfield? You can do that too, and just about everything in between. This feature is sure to be one of the coolest yet, but you'll only be able to experience it on next-gen consoles. Just another reason to make the jump if you haven't yet. As always, the player animations, including pitching motions, batting stances and swings, player presentations, and more have been updated, and there are tons of new wall catch animations to make robbing that home run much more satisfying. And the graphics are sure to be what you'd expect from a new title. This game will take advantage of the next-gen powerhouses with 4K and 60 FPS support. The show has never disappointed. The gameplay is realistic and is always a treat for the baseball fan in all of us. The realism is so high that one of us even watched CPU versus CPU games on last year's title in the absence of real baseball during the pandemic. Look out for MLB The Show 21 on April 20th. And don't forget, it'll be available for Xbox players on Game Pass straight away on release day.